Hi, I'm Cathy Tucker, and I am the owner of the Traveling Workroom Temp, and I've had a workroom for over 20 years. There's a product that I would like to introduce you to that has been very beneficial in helping me with the efficiency in my workroom, especially if you have a one-person workroom. It gives you that extra set of hands when you're tabling draperies. The components of the system that I'm going to show you are the Rule-O-Matic Edge Ruler and the Deluxe Clamping System, which is the Draw-Matic Clamping Bar, and the Straight Edge Cutting Guide. This system can be purchased through Shasta at Unique Expressions. You can go to her website. We're going to get started by showing you how to set up your table. One of the things you're going to need is you're going to need a ruler on the side of your table, and all these products that I'm going to show you can be purchased through her. It's called the Rule-O-Matic Edge Ruler, and let's look at this. It's in a channel, a nice metal channel that fits on the side of your table, and then your ruler's in the center here, and you will have that for both sides of your table. That's where your Draw-Matic clamping bar is going to fit. Now I'd like to show you the clamping bar itself and explain some of the things that are on it. These are ordered to the size of your table. This table happens to be the standard 60-inch workroom table. The deluxe system, which we have here, it comes in both the deluxe and the regular. The difference in the two are the deluxe, when we clamp these down, all our clampers, and they're a little stiff when you first get them, but that's good. It holds your fabric in. As you see, we'll clamp these individual. And if you do not have the deluxe, the regular one, you have to go back and unclamp all these bars. With the deluxe, you simply flip the black up, and as you see, they're going to all open up at one time for you. We have a clamp here that we use to secure the clamping bar to your table so that it does not move. When you get it, there will be another clamp here that will be turned upside down. You'll have to unscrew this, put it here, and what that does is fits up against your table so you can secure with this clamp to your table. Before I turn this around and put it on the table at our finished length of our drape, I'd like to point out to you that the bottom edge of your drapery is going to go along the back side here. That's going to be the finished length for your drape. Now I'm going to show you how to clamp your bar to the table so we can find your finished length and continue on with tabling our drape. You're going to take this side. Recall that a few minutes ago I explained that right back here is the important part because that's where the back side of your drape is going to go. So we're going to move this over, and for this sample I'm going to just use 30 inches. Now once you get this here, you need to go over to the other side of your table and set your bar at 30 inches on this side. Now what you can do is take a pin if you're concerned about your bar moving, and simply pin it toward the back side into the table. It's just setting this bar so it doesn't move till we secure it. So I have it on each side, just making sure it doesn't move off of my 30-inch finished length. On this side, see, I need to move it back because it moved a bit. I'm going to move it back here. Take this bar, and clamp it in. It's a little bit firm to clamp in, and that's okay, because once you've done that, you can know that your clamping system is not going to move anywhere. See how nice and strong that is? So once you start tabling and you're pulling back here, this is not going to move on you and cause you to have a different finished length. And simply take these out, and you've got your bar clamped in. Now let's start tabling. I've already prepared our face fabric by putting in my double 4-inch hem and my lining, which I do a double 2. We're going to come 1 inch from the bottom lay out our panel like you normally would do. Going to run some pins along the bottom here just to hold that lining onto our face fabric. Now you can really see the magic of the Draw-Matic clamping bar. All right, I am going to line up this panel with the back side. Notice that I'm putting it all the way to the back, just bumping up on the back. I'm going to clamp each one of these clamps down, making sure that it stays nice and even in the back, right up against that bar. And that was just habit, that hitting my hand. Okay, we'll go over here and get these clamps in. The nice thing about the Draw-Matic, using the Draw-Matic, you can notice that I can't pull this anyway. But if you're doing, this is a small sample, but let's say you're doing to the end of your table, the length to the end of your table, I usually have to pull back my fabric to check that this is smooth underneath. And with the system, you can, if you're having inner lining, you can actually throw that back and throw your other inner lining back, smooth down your panel so you know that you not have it, no bumps in there. And we're going to take our lining, and now I know this is actually smooth, and I can grab here, and that I like with the table. Now our next step, and I'm going to show you this because I want to show you again how to use your clamping bar to help you when you're putting in your side hems. I'm going to go over here and just pull this one up. If I were to pull my black handle, it would release all my clamps, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to simply release this one. I'm going to cut back my edge here. For this demo, I am going to leave my lining basically in my side. I might need to learn how to cut a little bit straighter. That's kind of jagged, but let's get this cut. And I'm going to step away for 1 second, get my little ruler. This is my friend, this little ruler. Okay, line this up nice and straight. I'm going to fold in at my 3 inches, and maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, and we can get a line here. Then I crease. I'm going to crease with my ruler, and you'll see why in a minute. Since this is fairly thick fabric, I am going to go ahead and turn back my lining a bit. Again, get myself a crease here. That's about half of my side hem. I folded back my 3, and this would be 1.5. I'm cutting off. Okay. Like I said, we have different techniques of doing things. Not wrong or right. Now, I can fold my fabric to my 1.5, turn it, clamp that edge in, and normally on a 1/width panel it'll go over our table 60, so we're not going to be able, we'll have to move it to catch that edge. But now I can simply do this and fold back, and I have something to pull on. Using that part of the system, I can clamp that one in, and I can put in my pins. Which a little tip here that's going to fly out of my head. When you put your pin in, go up, come back out, and make sure you go back in and bury that a tad so it doesn't grab you when you go to blind hem. I know we've all got those little slices in our hands from not burying that pin. And as you can see, nice and straight, I was able to tug on the side hem because it was clamped in. Didn't have to get any extra bars or anything out to clamp it. It was right there available to me. Let's put the other side hem in. My panel is now tabled. While I have it on the table here, I generally will go ahead, especially if it's a 1/width, I'll go ahead, measure it out, figure out my pleats and my spaces if it's a pinch pleat panel, and I will mark it while it's on the table. That way there's no need to put it back on the table to put in your marks for your pleats and your spaces. I want to go over to my bar here to remove it, and as I said, now this is the deluxe clamping system, so I am going to pull this up and it's going to release all my bars at one time. There's one final product that I'd like to show you, and that is the straight edge cutting guide. We have it here. What you're going to do is you are going to use this for your cuts on your table. Notice the groove in the center. That keeps you nice and straight. I have a tendency to wave when I cut, but you'll take your track here. Now, one important thing I want to show you is if I want to make a 30-inch cut, notice that from this edge here to the center of your track, and that's where you're going to make your cut. If I want a 30-inch cut, I'm going to take off 1.5 inches and set this front edge at 28.5. That's going to take me at a 30-inch cutting area. There's a up here, you're going to clamp it in. Let's say you have 5 or 6 panels. Very helpful because you're not going to have to move that bar once again. It's very sturdy there and it's not going to move on you. You'll place your fabric, pull it forward to the edge of your table, take your scissors, lay them in the track and cut. And that is called the straight edge ruler. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it very educational to you, and that if you find that you need to purchase the Draw-Matic and the clamping bar and your lead rulers on your edge of your table, that you'll contact Shasta at Unique Expressions.